Hello, welcome to another video. And today we have the new Dinosaurs Realistic Edition Part 2. Um, Part 1 is in the eye in the corner currently. And yeah, to the video. First, we have the Coneater or the Strobophagus. I just updated it because the tail shouldn't be kind of like this. The posture needs to be more horizontal. And I did do an error. I probably need to make these arms a bit longer, but this is also a Hypsilophodont, so I added the little feathers. That's it for the Coneater. Next we have the Jinx or the Insinuosaurus. Um, I I made this because it's supposed to be a Coneater mimic. Um, because they work in pairs and they hunt the Coneaters. So I made it look kind of like a Coneater. I updated it to have more feathers and not the weird sticky up tail, as well as having non-pronated wrists. That's it for the Jinx. Next we have the Treepounce or the Ramencidius. Um, I just updated it to have more feathers. This guy should have a little bit more feather than this. One of the main characteristics of the Treepounce is the little tufts, but behind the ears. So I just copied that over, and also the tail featherage. But this spends most of its time in the trees, so when it comes to the ground, it probably does a knuckle walk like this. That's it for the Treepounce. Next, we have the Flurrit or the Labosaurus. Um, uh, we actually have a version of the Flurrit that we already discovered called Yi-Chi. Um, well, I'll have a video on that in a little while. So Yi-Chi kind of looked like this. I did an error on this. I would probably make the fingers a bit longer on this guy so that I can actually like glide around and stuff. So he can kind of pounce on its prey. Next, we have the Balaclav or the Nivosaurus. This too is a Hypsilophodont that lives in the Arctic. Or actually, it's an iguanodont, isn't it? Because it has the thumb spike. So I made the wrists not pronate. I just added some feathers to keep the Balaclav warm. So less skin and more feather, and just thick skin all around, except for the Balaclav. Next, we have the Treewyrm, or the Abroserpius. Um, I just kind of made the legs a bit longer. I didn't really change much of anything for the Treewyrm. Next, we have the Tree Hopper, or the Abrosaurus. Um, this is a good example of an Abrosaur. Because in the book there is a big group of dinosaurs that hop around trees and stuff called Abrosaurs. Why not just do Abrosaurus itself? So I just made it so that the eyes aren't weird. It doesn't really look like a dinosaur though. The head does not look like a dinosaur. I kept most of the stuff the same though. It's just really the head and the tail that I made less stiff. Next, we have the Dingum or the Velodorsum. This has sexual dimorphism. So the male is smaller, but it has a little feather crest. Not the feather crest, the skin crest. And feathers with a sail. I didn't really change much of anything except for the part where it's not pronated. The wrists are not pronated. and the female just has feathers. Next we have the lumber or the Alaphosaurus. I changed a lot about this guy. I made the tail not drag. Um, I made the neck so that it's kind of going up. What's the point? What's the point of a long neck if you're not going to use it to reach tall plants? Um, and that's pretty much it for the lumber. And lastly, we have the Flarp or the Vexillala. I changed a lot about this guy as well, but not much, but I made it so that the legs are thicker because pterosaurs couldn't walk back in the Cretaceous, Jurassic, Triassic on two legs because the legs weren't powerful enough. So I made these legs pretty powerful, and I made the neck and the head longer so that it can kind of keep itself upright. Well, not upright, but to graze. And it would probably come to the ground for a little while because the head is a bit large, but that's it. Make sure to like and subscribe as well.